What's up everyone, welcome back to a brand new video. During the last part, we saw the Goku Black arc, going through Goku and Vegeta's different trainings. As for Goku, well, he's still as strong as ever, and for Vegeta, he's accessing a new set of powers. And as far as he could tell, it seems this isn't the end of what he could achieve. But also, Goku's getting new ideas of what he could do, changing up his training a bit as well, which we didn't really get to see too much in the last part, but we will this time. For this part, let's set a like goal of 3,000 likes. Today's the finale of the series, but this like goal will let me know you guys want to see more videos like this, and more videos released in this format where I do it over the course of a week. So be sure to drop a like and let me know below if you want to see more of this. Anyways, let's pick up from here and finish this story. So what has Goku been up to? Well, with his training with Super Saiyan Blue, he's continuing to work on that actually. Yeah, he has focused on Blue Kaioken here and there, but more so, he's trying to improve Blue in any way possible. And in his efforts, he's actually kind of discovered something. He's discovered new ways to draw power out of Blue, a way to evolve it actually. In his mind, he thought maybe it's possible to combine the powers of Super Saiyan 2 with it. You know, like how Vegeta's doing with Super Saiyan 2 in Grade 8, but making Super Saiyan 5. Maybe he could do something like that here. But no, instead, something completely different happens. He doesn't get like Super Saiyan Blue 2 or whatever he was expecting. He gets something else. It's a higher version of Blue, but not in the way he expected. Goku was able to evolve Super Saiyan Blue, gaining a new form with some weird differences. He bulks up in size, his hair becomes a darker color, his eyes change and his aura changes too. It's too stark of a change for it to be just Super Saiyan 2 in Blue, so he just calls it Blue Evolution, which is what it is. That's right, with Goku going down a different path of training in this scenario, he actually unlocks Blue Evolution, which is going to be an interesting thing to use in the Tournament of Power, which is coming up next. Because that's still going to happen. Even though there's not two Zenos, at some point Zeno's going to be really bored, and having seen the Universe 6 tournament already, he's already been planning another tournament between the universes, and now's an opportune time for it. So, in terms of a team, well, it should be pretty obvious. It's going to be exactly the same as it was normally, even with Buu going to sleep and Frieza getting revived. Of course, the two huge differences here are Goku and Vegeta, although Piccolo and Gohan are a bit different too because they've been training with Vegeta. It's not too stark of a difference though. Either way, it's the same roster, the same people are on the team. And the Saiyans are particularly excited. This will be a great opportunity to test out their strength. And it's not just Goku and Vegeta either, because Gohan already has Ultimate back, so he got a head start on that too, at least. And with Frieza back here, of course that's going to be pretty interesting for Vegeta. Apparently Frieza's grown even stronger in Hell, getting a better control in his golden form. But Vegeta's confident. If Frieza does anything to screw with them, well, first of all, Kakarot's there. He could definitely defeat Frieza, but he even feels confident that he might be able to. He's not too sure, but that remains to be seen, depending on how strong Frieza truly is. So now, the Tournament of Power begins. So as we've discussed throughout the series, not only is Goku stronger physically, but his techniques are a lot better too, which will be really helpful here. It kinda sucks that they lost Buu and don't have him on the team because he's asleep, but they still do have Goku, who has a lot of similar powers to Buu. Remember, he did learn a lot of magic, especially some Kai abilities. He can create blocks of Kachin out of thin air. He has a much better form of teleportation, and he could utilize both forms during battle. But one of the biggest things is the fact that he could heal others. Of course, this doesn't work on himself, so that's really the only drawback, considering he is basically the strongest person on the team. But having somebody heal others on the team is huge. Yeah, they couldn't bring Senzu Beans, so that kind of stinks, but they have a guy that could heal others, so that kind of counteracts that basically. Of course, it does take a lot of energy to heal people, so he can't just go around healing everyone at every moment. But if he uses this sparingly, it could be pretty helpful. Either way though, the fights are a lot easier for him because he's so powerful at this point. And utilizing the magic could really help too. He could do things like paralyze people and use telekinesis to throw them off the ring. He could spawn blocks of Kachin to use as platforms. And having the Kai is huge. He doesn't need to lock onto anything, he just thinks of where to teleport and goes there, which will make it really easy for him to stay in the ring. But also, all this goes to his head and he thinks maybe it'll be a good idea to fight Jiren, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. It's definitely a good reason for him to go fight Jiren right now. There's nothing wrong with him being confident here. The battle between him and Jiren begins, and he even uses Blue Evolution, but Jiren's able to counteract it. And instead of using the Spirit Bomb, he just focuses on a lot of his magical powers. Using these abilities could probably help him against Jiren. He doesn't know for sure, but it's worth a shot. In Blue Evolution, it's incredibly helpful. The strength it grants him is huge. And there is another thing that he had in mind, but he's not too sure if it's going to work. But theoretically it should, and this would be the perfect place to test it out against Jiren. If he can do Blue Kaioken and he can do Blue Evolution, why not both? Blue Evolution Kaioken. It's pretty blinding. I mean, you've seen the aura of Super Saiyan Blue Evolution. I don't like it. It makes the user look incredibly blinding. They're so overexposed. So imagine what Goku would look like with Kaioken and Blue Evolution. Whatever, I'm going off on a tangent. Goku uses Kaioken Evolution Blue. You know what I mean. It's a mouthful, but he's using it and it's incredibly potent. But it's also incredibly draining. He still doesn't have a perfect grasp on Blue Evolution. And he could just use Kaioken with normal blue and use Kaioken at a higher level, but with these two together, this is the highest multiplier of power that he has in general. And it actually lets him contend against Jiren, but this is a suppressed Jiren. This isn't Jiren at his full strength. He's showing off so little of his power that it's not even worth it. He thinks he should just end this fight right now. If this is all Goku can muster, well, there's no way he's going to be able to defeat him. And Jiren's about to finish it and knock Goku out of the ring, but Goku teleports out of the way at the last moment, retreating from the battle, realizing that he's in over his head. But now he has to figure out a new solution. He looks around the ring, seeing what the rest of the team is doing. Well, they're all fighting as expected, although Vegeta's fighting pretty differently. At least from where he was normally. He doesn't have access to his god forms here. He's relying on Super Saiyan 5 mostly, and he's trying to see if he could break his limits in any other way. Like, would a Super Saiyan 6 be possible? He's still been trying it, combine the power of Super Saiyan 3 and Great Ape. But he's had very little success so far. And then it hits Goku. Well, if they're spending all this time combining their powers, why not combine their powers in a different way? They could do the fusion dance, fuse together and fight like that. But there's an issue. Vegeta doesn't know the fusion dance, and he said he's not going to even do that silly dance either way. If they attempted it without Vegeta practicing, they could screw it up and then they'll just be stuck as a failed fusion, so it wouldn't really be worth it. It sucks that they can't use Potara. I mean, it does seem kind of permanent too either way, so even if they did have that, it wouldn't really be great, but they could defuse later somehow. I mean, you saw Shin and Kibito do that when they went to Namek. At least this is what Goku thinks until they see Kefla fuse. Apparently, first of all, it's allowed, which is surprising because they're using items, but Zeno's fine with it. But more surprisingly, they hear in the stands, apparently this fusion isn't permanent because it's between mortals. This comes as a huge surprise to Shin and a huge surprise to Goku. Fusion isn't permanent with Potara? And if they could fuse, I mean, couldn't he and Vegeta fuse too? That wouldn't be against the rules, they should be able to do that. Although it means they do have one less fighter. But if they have Vegito here, that could be pretty helpful. The two of them fight Kefla together. With Kefla kind of amazed at Vegeta's power, Super Saiyan 5 seems awesome, so does Blue Evolution. She hopes she's gonna achieve that soon enough. But Vegeta says neither of that's happening. This came through their hard work and training. But maybe once they win and restore the other universes, yeah, they'll have a shot. Because that is the wish they have in mind. It's the best wish to do overall, restore the other universes. But it's a pointless wish if they're not gonna win here, so they're only focused on that. They're not gonna teach them to use this new form. Kefla's already strong enough as is, and with the two of them fighting together, it is a bit tough. Until they do receive their Potara earrings. It'll be a much better way to fight because it'll be more efficient and they can conserve more stamina. Vegito here would be so strong that they wouldn't have to use his full power while fighting. They just hope it'll be enough for Jiren. The two of them put on the earrings, fusing into Vegeta. Kefla can't even process what's happening. In base alone, Vegito's already moving so quickly that she can't even track him, and he knocks her out of the ring pretty quick too. And Vegito chuckles. It's good to be back, but it's time to make quick work of everyone else. Before he fights Jiren, he needs to clean out the rest of the ring. He powers up into Super Saiyan, and this gives him more than enough power. He dashes around, quickly knocking out a bunch of fighters. They're not even able to react because by the time Vegito's in front of them, it's already too late. And again, he's doing this as quick as possible to preserve energy, because the main course is Jiren. But Vegito's ready. With their two powers combined, he feels it'll be enough to defeat Jiren. First, Vegito relies on his magical abilities. He throws his hands up in the air, and pieces of the ring start flying around. He uses them as blunt weapons against Jiren, even spawning more blocks of Kachin around him. Of course, Jiren's able to easily destroy everything, but these serve as distractions. Vegito quickly moves around too, between the blocks of Kachin, creating after images. With his quick movement, Jiren can even see where he's trying to strike. And in brief moments of attacking, he does power up into blue, still trying to conserve as much energy as possible. These hit and run tactics are actually working. Vegito pops in front of Jiren. He sticks both of his hands out trying to paralyze Jiren. It does kind of work, but Jiren's able to break free. Alright, Vegito's gonna need a little bit more power, and he has a pretty good idea of what to do. If he wants to land one final strike, there's a good idea in mind. The Goku side of him pulls out Blue Evolution, while the Vegeta side tries to use Super Saiyan 5. And with both of them working together, it creates something strange. A new form that can only be seen within this unique fusion. The power overflowing out of Vegito is incredible. He has no idea of what even to call this. Is this Super Saiyan Blue 5 Evolution? Even the name sounds ridiculous to him, just to showcase how strong it is. But this strength is fleeting. Now, he doesn't know if that he uses too much power, the fusion's gonna run out. But he does know using too much power at once will deplete his stamina pretty rapidly too. And even though this power is awesome, he can't even comprehend it, Vegito decides he'll just end this as quick as he can. Jiren even shows off some of his full power, but as he powers up, it's already too late. Vegito's at his full strength, and he tackles Jiren into the ground. Vegito doesn't even know his own power. He grabs Jiren's face and throws him into the ground, but the force of this is so powerful that it accidentally drives both of them through the ring. And Vegito panics for a second, almost limiting himself with how quick this is. But in the nick of time, he sticks out one of his hands, which turns into a spirit sword, skewering into the ring as he holds on, then using the Kai to teleport back onto the surface. Jiren uses random pieces of rubble to try and jump back up, but he can't do much because Vegito's already above him, charging a final Kamehameha. He launches the blast right through the ring, not only fully knocking Jiren into the void, but pretty much destroying every little piece that's left of it. The ring can't handle the power and it just explodes completely. And since he's worried about being eliminated, quickly he creates more blocks of Kashi to float on, basically creating his own ring. And with the immense amount of power they're using, Goku and Vegeta defuse. As they fall into the void, Goku uses the Kai to grab Vegeta, and they go on one of the blocks of Kachi. Remaining in the ring, looking around seeing nothing, Goku laughs. Looks like they overdid it a bit because by destroying the entire ring, all of their friends are out of the ring too. But that means they did it. They won. Goku is made MVP, and of course he wishes to restore all the other universes. What happens next following this? Well, luckily Vegeta picked up on God Ki through fusion. He finally has access to it, but he doesn't know what he's gonna do. Although instead of pursuing Super Saiyan 6, even if that is possible, he now has a new goal in mind. That power that Vegeta was utilizing, he could realistically get it at this point. God Ki with Super Saiyan 4, with Super Saiyan 5, hell, Super Saiyan Blue and 5 together, just like Vegito did. Even though Vegeta was disadvantaged before, slowly, he might be able to get ahead of Goku. But Goku's not gonna let it happen that easily. He still continues his training as well. The Broly movie happens, and I feel like this is gonna go a little bit differently. With Goku individually being stronger, he's actually able to defeat Broly before he's able to go Super Saiyan. And before Paragus is able to kill Frieza, well, Vegeta is able to get in the way, killing Frieza, taking great pride in it. And he laughs as he does so. Not because he's trying to be maniacal or anything, but because Frieza was so cocky about it. He won against Vegeta before. And now, Vegeta's finally ahead of him. He defeated Frieza, getting the jump on him and defeating the Emperor. He wasn't going to let him get free again. But this means Paragus is still alive, and he, Broly, Chila, and Lemmo go to Vampa. Weird, but Goku hopes to at least see them again. Broly seemed like he might be a good guy deep down. Paragus definitely isn't though. As for the Moro arc, well, that's basically avoided. Goku has magic, and just like Buu is able to counter Moro's powers, Goku will be able to counter those powers, defeating Moro there, making sure he's not a threat later on. And Beerus actually starts taking a little bit of an interest in Vegeta. At some point, he does attain Super Saiyan God. But instead of trying to immediately jump to Blue, he's trying to combine it with his Super Saiyan 4 and 5 forms. And this is where Beerus takes an interest. Vegeta really does show some great potential, and maybe Beerus was doing the wrong thing by not acknowledging that. And it's not to say that Goku doesn't have great potential either. No, he's still growing incredibly powerful. And once again, Goku decides he might want to take inspiration from Vegeta. Vegeta's training was so unique in this scenario, getting Super Saiyan 4 and using that form to grow. And it is what influenced Goku to get Blue Evolution. So who knows? Maybe he should step backwards a bit and actually try and work on those forms. Because if he works on those, who knows what kind of powers he can attain. They got a taste of it by fusing into Vegeta. And now they're entering a new chapter of their lives. Now finally training alongside each other, with Vegeta starting to get on an even playing field. And this is where our story ends. So, what do you guys think about this scenario? If it ever continued, what would happen next? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to see what you guys think. As always, if you liked the video, be sure to drop a like. And if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe and hit that bell icon. It lets you know when I upload more videos like this one, and you'll be able to watch them as soon as they're uploaded. Anyways, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video.